The first song people really need to stop misinterpreting comes from the Rolling Stones, and it's that classic track, Start Me Up. It's pretty safe to say that everyone has heard this riff the better part of a zillion times in their lifetime. But once you understand the actual meaning behind this song, it's nothing short of hilarious that Microsoft used it in all their ads, and they still use it at tons of sporting events. This song was actually originally written back in the 70s, but the band scrapped it because they couldn't quite find the right sound for it. It eventually became their lead single on their 1981 record Tattoo You, and the rest is kinda history. Containing one of the most memorable riffs from a band that has a ton of memorable riffs, this song is actually written from the perspective of a woman who's enjoying having something vibrating between her legs. Whether that's a motorcycle or perhaps a more personal, smaller device of some sort, that remains completely up to the listener. But at its core, Start Me Up is basically about enjoying and getting off thanks to said vibrations. So next time your team takes the field to this one, go ahead and have a laugh. It's a song about masturbation. Next up, we're gonna jump back to REM and check out their song, Orange Crush. Michael Stipe remains one of the finest lyricists in the entire history of music. And every song from REM is loaded with deeper levels of understanding and brilliant wordplay. It's just what he does best. Now, a lot of people think this is actually a nonsensical lyric. Some people think it's an ode to the soft drink of the same name, but this one is actually a lot darker. Orange Crush refers to the chemical agent, Agent Orange, that was used during the Vietnam War. The song's actually speaking about a young American athlete who's gone over there to fight for the US. It's almost a letter home, or maybe his inner monologue or something along those lines. Before the band ended, Michael Stipe would often introduce this song with some sort of jab at the US military. And this is another REM song with a fantastic sound and a very dark meaning. The last misinterpreted song we're going to talk about today is Song 2 by Blur. Yes, the woohoo song that introduced a majority of the world to Blur. You know the song, you can't get it out of your head, but guess what? This track is actually making fun out of a lot of your favorite bands. Released in 1997, this song pretty much sounds like nothing else Blur has ever done, and with good reason. It's a parody. Basically, when they wrote this song, the band felt that American music at the time was completely void of any substance or anything real to latch onto. And they basically wrote this to prove that you really didn't need any lyrical content to sell millions of copies. You needed a catchy musical hook and a good rhythm. The lyrics are silly and nonsensical on purpose, and it goes without saying that they proved themselves right in a couple million ways. So while it's a great song to sing along to, it's pretty much ripping on the American music scene at the time, but a good job doing it. The great thing about music is that just about every song out there is completely open to interpretation, but the reality is every once in a while people get so far off base that it's up to me to get you back on track.